Growing up, my family taught me the most memorable recipes start at home. So I'm traveling across the country to find the best recipes in America.
Are you kidding me?
And bringing them home to you. Today,
This is luscious.
a cheesecake so luscious and decadent, it has people coming back for more.
Home run, grand slam.
And helped this home cook fund her dreams.
Baking funded my CD.
Then, a buffalo chicken lasagna
Probably the biggest focal point in the Firehouse is the kitchen.
that's feeding this firehouse and many more.
And I was getting requests from like Texas and California and Hawaii.
These are the best home cooks in the country, and this is Homemade in America. Jeneen Terrana of Queens, New York has a homemade cheesecake recipe so creamy and full of decadent goodness that it just may be the best cheesecake I've ever tasted.
No, no, never go.
Her music is fantastic, the cheesecake is fantastic.
From age 5, Jeneen's had two passions, singing and baking.
My mom used to bake a lot, and she'd always give me the leftover batter to put into my easy bake oven.
What?
Yeah.
I remember those days.
Oh yeah, that was fun. I love singing all kinds of music. I love singing Broadway, standards. I studied opera in college.
After college, Jeneen, like many, moved to the Big Apple to chase her dreams. She'd sing and bring her homemade sweet treats for the crowds to enjoy.
I would bring baked goods to shows I would play, and they would disappear within 5 minutes. So that became kind of my thing. It also got people's attention, so it grew my fan base, and it kind of got people a little more interested in what I was doing.
And it was her 4-layer cheesecake that stopped people and me in their tracks.
Did you bring the cheesecake? It wasn't about the music, it was about what did she bring today.
When Jeneen decided to cut an album with no label deal, she had an idea. She could sell her cheesecake to raise money.
Baking funded my CD. Wherever I went, I had a bag of slices of cake. I brought 3 whole cakes in and we raffled them off.
Now, you know I had to head to Queens to get a taste of the cheesecake that helped fund a dream. And this is the first time Jeneen has ever shared the recipe.
You're ready to cook then. This
We're
looks
ready
like
to
you're
go.
ready to cook. All right, what do we do?
The first layer is kind of like a homemade chocolate cake, which starts by creaming butter and a cup of sugar.
Salted or unsalted?
This is salted. That's one thing I always use salted butter. I like salt.
Everyone's got their favorites. Plus, it's good when you're doing sweet food to have a little bit of salt. Yeah, this is the dry mashed potato looking stage.
She adds her favorite vanilla.
I have a Mexican vanilla. It's
Okay,
fine.
I'll take that.
Yeah, the vanilla there is really tasty and a little stronger than
I agree.
American. Teaspoon of vanilla,
Ooh, yeah, that's dark.
3 eggs. Would you like to crack an egg?
Yeah, girl, I thought you know it. Yeah. Little brown egg. Look at that, look at that.
All right.
Can I play with this? I just love, I just. I love that sound. I do, I love it. You know what else I like? I know it sounds silly, but I like the patterns that it makes.
Yeah.
And of course, the chocolate and flour.
Unsweetened cocoa.
Unsweetened cocoa.
Yep, not just for hot chocolate.
1/3 of a cup of cocoa.
Okay.
It's gonna make the cake nice and chocolatey.
Mm-hmm, sure is.
And 1/2 cup of flour.
Okay.
Do you wanna mix that up? I know how you love mixing.
Oh, girl. Seriously. Okay, so I'm gonna go like this so I don't have
Good
that.
idea. The puff.
Look at that.
All right, that's perfect.
Goodness. This is layer number 1.
Layer number 1.
That's it?
That's it.
No mas?
No less.
Okay, let's do this.
All right.
She let me spread the batter into her parchment-lined springform pan.
Look at
Beautiful.
that. Yes. Am I doing this right,
You're
boss?
doing great. Yeah. You just want an even layer over the bottom.
Look at that.
Looks perfect.
This recipe made your CD, girl. Can you believe it? Food gives you your dreams. Well, I can believe it.
Yes.
And now it's time for 2 out of 4, the second layer of the cheesecake, which starts with cream cheese.
We're gonna use 1/2 cup of ricotta cheese.
I get excited when there's sweets in my future.
Yeah,
I really do.
I do too.
I'm excited. It feels
Okay.
like kids, you know?
And then we put in 3/4 of a cup of sugar.
I love how you memorize your recipe.
It's from making it so many times. Now
Yeah?
be careful, because that's another.
No. Oh, now you tell me, huh? Gotta get it smooth. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh, is this the recipe?
It is.
Yeah.
It's a recent printout, so it's not as stained as
This is a recent printout. It's still got a little chocolate stain.
Speaking of chocolate, it's go time.
This is the fun part. You put in 1 ounce of unsweetened chocolate, and my favorite recent discovery is a pre-melted. Do you want to pour that in there?
You know it, girl.
Oh, you're so artistic.
Look at that. This stuff just makes you feel like a kid, man.
Yeah. We're gonna crack 2 eggs in here.
One final spin with the hand mixer, and this chocolatey cream cheese is spread onto the first layer.
Look at the color difference, too. So you
Yeah.
can really tell the layers. When it bakes out, are the colors different in slice,
The
right?
bottom is much darker than,
Yeah.
than the cheesecake layer, yeah.
It's important. If you're gonna have a layer, you know, it's also nice to look at. This is just heaven.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I'll learn some new techniques from you. Nice. High five.
The first 2 layers bake in a 350 oven for 25 minutes, and halfway through, Jeneen covers it to prevent cracking.
All right, we'll go play some parcheesi.
I love parcheesi.
As the cheesecake baked off, I couldn't help thinking about how Jeneen's passion for baking and love of music combined to create her dream.
This past of mine.
I had a goal of 4,000. I was in the kitchen nonstop making cheesecake.
This is so cool. A cheesecake recipe funds your dreams.
Coming up, the cheesecake gets 2 more layers.
You'd have no idea how simple this is.
And find out how much green this chocolate made her.
Are you kidding me?
Passionate cook and singer Jeneen Terrana of Queens, New York, brings her decadent 4-layer cheesecake to all of her shows. And when fans couldn't get enough, she got smart and sold them to raise money to record her first album.
That is amazing. I'm gonna have another bite.
I had a goal of 4,000 and I exceeded the goal. I raised about 4,500.
Wow. How long did that take?
It took 3 months.
Are you kidding me?
With the $4,500 she raised, Jeneen headed into the studio to record. And in 2011, she released her album.
So your cheesecake bought studio time?
Studio time. It turned out to be just about exactly what I needed to make the album.
This is great.
Right now, the cheesecake is singing. The first 2 layers come out of the oven to chill for a few hours. Then, Jeneen starts on the 3rd layer. It's a vanilla cream cheese mousse, which starts by whipping another block of cream cheese with a ½ cup of sugar and 2 teaspoons of her vanilla. No mixer needed. For the next step, I put my muscles to work.
This is my favorite thing in the whole world.
You're such a measurer. This is great. Ready?
Ready?
Now, watch me. You want to time me? Put sugar in when I get those soft peaks.
Okay.
Oh, don't spill. See how it's already getting a little bit nice?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can use Cool Whip if you want, but I prefer the homemade stuff.
Right about now is when I add the sugar.
Okay.
All right. That's it?
Yep.
All right.
That looks good.
Yeah?
Yep, that looks perfect. High five.
This gets folded into the cream cheese.
So good fold is scrape down to bottom. Turn bowl. Scrape, turn. She's doing that. That's what she's doing.
Go, Jeneen. Now the mousse gets spread on top of the chilled cake.
Nice. Okay. And when I'm doing this, I like to keep it away from the sides. So when you unroll it, you want to keep that top layer. That looks like a white fluffy cloud.
It does.
You are really good at that.
I really just love it. I love doing this. This is, you know,
That's it.
that's it.
That's layer number 3.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
You can do this. You can do this.
It goes back into the freezer for 30 minutes, then it's time for the final layer, the chocolate ganache.
What more do I have to say? Ganache over any cake is really, that's all you really need.
And it covers up cracks.
It sure does. It covers up everything.
Yeah. Ganache is amazing.
Yeah, and it tastes so good.
You could do this. Just bring 1 cup of heavy cream and 2 tablespoons of butter to a boil and stir it into 1.5 cups of dark chocolate chips. Melted and smooth, it's ready to be poured over the cheesecake.
Ready? Oh.
Lovely.
So we've got chocolate cakey layer, then we've got the moussey layer, and then we've got the cream cheese whipped creamy layer.
I like to pour it in the middle and then watch it drizzle down. So we just let that drizzle a little bit, smooth it to the sides. You don't want to smooth too much because then that bottom layer is going to come through.
Okay. This is luscious. This is so shiny. That's what the butter does.
Yes.
You could actually see your face in it if you looked hard.
Definitely.
Good stuff here, girl.
Jeneen finishes with style. She pipes 2 circles of white chocolate ganache on top.
Looks so classy when you do it. You'd have no idea how simple this is.
Would you like to
2
try?
circles. You could do this.
Then with skewers creates a design.
Here we go. So we're just
drag
gonna
it.
swirl like that. All right.
Can I put a heart in the center?
Oh, sure.
I can? Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Oh, how lovely. Oh, that's beautiful.
See, it's a little heart.
Gorgeous.
And it's time to taste.
You gonna make a big old slice for me too, girl. I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
Look at that. Look at that. Girl, don't cover up the goodness. Look at that. Just slide it off, huh? Oh, yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. Girl.
That's what it's all about.
Oh, man. You know what's so good? Everything.
Dreams realized, Jeneen is still bringing her fans cheesecake and is so passionate about her baking and singing, there's no future without
Night
both.
is over, the sun will shine. Let it shine. Let it shine on me.
I'd like to sing for the world and feed the world at the same time. I think that would be really awesome.
Next, I get to hang out with men in uniform. For a lasagna big enough to feed an army.
It's heavy.
It's 40 pounds.
Firefighter Dewey Akakaitis of River Grove, Illinois is a Firehouse cook whose buffalo chicken lasagna is lighting the country on fire. This lasagna is so crazy that fire stations across America are requesting the recipe.
And I was getting requests from like Texas and California and Hawaii.
And it all started in his second home.
We sleep here, we eat here. We basically live here a third of the year, but probably the biggest focal point in the Firehouse is the kitchen.
And Dewey learned this early. You see, his dad was a Firehouse cook too. And from the time he was a kid, he knew a flame was to either be cooked with or put out.
I remember sitting in the kitchen watching him making dinner for the guys that he worked with. It struck me was like, all right, it taught me early on that the kitchen was an integral part of the Firehouse.
Oh, look at Dewey. At 14, he became a fire cadet, and by the time he was 20, he was a full-time fireman. And over the years, he's made hundreds of hearty meals for his firefighter brothers.
One of the things like here that's huge is the guys like buffalo chicken sandwiches.
Buffalo chicken sandwiches.
And the lasagna is another hit. I could live on lasagna 24/7.
And when Dewey combined the guys' 2 favorite recipes, genius was born, the Dewzanya.
Buffalo chicken lasagna.
And that worked. It was a hit.
Dewey and lasagna. Mashed up.
Mashed up, and that's what it's, the buffalo chicken lasagna has become Dewzanya.
Lasagna.
I headed into Dewey's second kitchen, the 5-6 kitchen, to get the Dewzanya recipe.
This is what you use when you're serious about making lasagna. Excuse me, lasagna. This is the industrial, real man's lasagna tray. Good sturdy pan, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
This tray means business, Dewey.
It's my favorite.
Dewey starts his lasagna with the sauce, a combo of buffalo and marinara.
All right, so we went with 3 sticks of butter. All right, we're gonna go with some hot sauce for the basis of our...
Because this is how you make buffalo wing sauce. You start with butter and some hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
Okay, I'm with you on this,
So we're
man.
gonna go with that.
He taps out more spices.
That's your paprika. That's sweet pap. Can't smell it? Yep, sweet pap.
Now we're gonna add some cayenne pepper for some more heat. Is that enough? You want more?
Come on, man. Do it like you love me.
All right, we'll give you some heat.
Heat loves sweet, so Dewey adds some light brown sugar.
Oh, look at that.
Throw that in there. Do some vinegar.
A little vinegar goes in. White vinegar.
White vinegar, because you gotta have that little bit of acidity to the sauce.
Right.
Give that a quick mix up. Okay. Tell me if that's hot enough for you.
This is nice. Okay. Wow.
Will heat?
The brown sugar is so good in there. This is really good. And you eyeballed all that.
To finish the sauce, he stirs in some store-bought marinara.
This is an award-winning recipe. This is great.
And now the cheese layer.
First, we'll start with the ricotta.
Ricotta.
And because we're going with the man-sized pan, we're gonna use 2 of them.
Oh, look at that. Okay, that's 48 ounces.
I can't waste any.
What's 2 times 48? I don't know, there's a 16 in there, and then there's an 80, so it's 96.
He adds 4 eggs and crumbled blue cheese.
If you're gonna go with buffalo chicken,
All right.
you gotta have the blue cheese.
All right,
We're just
so
gonna add the taste. So if you like a lot of blue cheese, you use a lot of blue cheese. If you don't, I like a lot of blue cheese.
Now it's time to flavor the layer.
I use a barbecue rub and a green chili rub. It's got salt, it's got green chilies, it's got everything that you're gonna want to use.
looks good. Hi. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
All right, and then we just gotta mix it up.
That's a big man's job right there, man. There's no whisk involved. You got the eggs down there.
Let's give it a quick mix.
Now it's time to assemble.
I usually throw some sauce down at the bottom.
First thing down is the sauce.
Hold the noodles in place.
Dewey puts on layers of no-cooked noodles, which is a huge time saver. No boiling needed.
Look at that, look at that. No boil lasagna!
Sorry, Oprah. The next layer is the ricotta and blue cheese.
All right, so we're gonna put some chicken in between.
This is rotisserie chicken, so it's easy.
Rotisserie chicken. You can pull it off the bone, shred it. That's the nice thing about this recipe is you can actually do from start to finish, you know, probably a little over about an hour, hour and a half. You can have this thing on the table.
Then he spreads on some Kojak, which is a blend of Colby and Jack cheese. That's gonna be some cheesy goodness.
We're gonna throw some more sauce in.
And then are we starting over?
Yes, we are. We're going to story 2.
So basically it's 2 layers.
Yes.
It looks so luscious.
We're gonna finish the chicken up. Just one whole rotisserie chicken, just diced up.
More Kojak cheese.
I'm already knowing this is my corner right here.
And the buffalo marinara. It's topped with another layer of no-baked noodles and the spicy sweet sauce.
And then we're gonna finish it with the cheese, and that's it. It's ready to go in the oven.
I am really excited to eat this. Jeez. It's heavy.
We weighed it out one day, it's 40 pounds.
This is 40 pounds?
It's around 40 pounds.
Oh, let's get this in the oven. Oh, God.
The massive 40-pound lasagna bakes at 350 for about 45 minutes until the cheese is nice and bubbly on top. The lasagna was such a hit with the guys at the Firehouse, Dewey started making it for his wife, Missy, and 3 kids. That's when it set on fire.
My wife decides, after watching Regis and Kelly, that they were holding a Firehouse cook-off and sent my buffalo chicken recipe in for consideration.
Wow.
Up next, everybody wants a piece of lasagna.
Yeah, your recipe went viral.
And a side dish from this Firehouse chef's kitchen. Firehouse cook Dewey Akakaitis buffalo chicken lasagna, aka Dewzanya, was such a hit at work and home in River Grove, Illinois, that his wife submitted the recipe to a national Firehouse cook-off contest.
I get a phone call. They're like, hey, we like your recipe. We want to include it in the Firehouse cook-off.
Out of thousands of entries, Dewey's lasagna recipe was accepted.
I've taken the best of both worlds. Lasagna, buffalo chicken, I've combined them, and I've created a home run.
And within hours of appearing on Regis and Kelly, Dewey's recipe was starting fires online.
Facebook exploded. I had people that were friend requesting me on Facebook going, hey, can I get your buffalo chicken lasagna recipe from you?
Yeah, your recipe went viral.
You know, they didn't get to see it, taste it, nobody, you know, and it was just voting on basically the sound of the recipe.
Yeah, the sound of it, but I got the recipe for you. While the lasagna finishes, Dewey shows me his Southwestern-style coleslaw he calls Dewey's Albuquerque Slaw.
It's a bag of coleslaw mix that you can get ready-made.
Dewey throws in some sliced chilies. It's not too hot, don't worry. And the juice of 10 limes.
I used 1 bunch of cilantro leaves and diced it up. I used a Vidalia onion.
He sweetens it with a little sugar and drizzles on the olive oil. Finally, I get a chance to sit down with the guys in uniform for a taste of Dewzania.
Oh, look at how that goes in. Look now. Watch yourself. Thank you. It is a true mix of buffalo chicken wings and lasagna, and you're not missing anything from either. It's like the perfect marriage, Dewey. This is great. Pound it out. This is good.
Dewey's recipe and Firehouse favorite has become a sensation. Firehouses across America are making the Dewzania, and now so can you. Visit foodnetwork.com for the recipes you saw today. If you're in your kitchen, it's homemade in America.